All right, so this is me giving a sort of overall summary. This should hopefully help for people who missed the debate or, just sort of need a filling in as to what fully went down. But basically, this is easily by far and away the worst debate that I have seen. Now, I don't know if there was a previous debate that was this bad. If I'm forgetting one, let me know, educate me. But for me personally, for the ones that I intently watched, which I was watching this until some random person DMCA'd my Twitch stream that had 700 plus viewers, which is very disappointing and unfortunate and, aggravating. But this is by far the worst one that I've seen. It's not even close. And that's actually crazy because the last debate that I watched, which is the last debate at Nevada, I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty good debate. It was entertaining, substantive, it was good. This one, on the other hand, was a massive, massive trash can. So the best way to describe it, it was chaotic. It was complete chaos. It was like a jungle. It was anarchy. People were speaking over each other. The moderators did a horrible job of controlling the debate. The topics were really cringy, too. So, they were asking Bernie Sanders really cringy ones in the beginning, like talking about Russia supporting him. All these really hacky, embarrassing arguments that they were and questions that they were asking and propagating, which were really sad. And so there were some anti-Bernie ones, and then there were just some really cringy questions. But here's a really good clip for this.
I think we're talking about Matt.
Mr. Sanders.
Let's talk about it.
Can I say something?
Look, first of all,
Bernie, let me go.
Tom, I think she was talking about my plan, not yours.
I think we were talking about math, and it doesn't take 2 hours to do the math. Because let's talk about what it adds up to. Let's talk about math indeed. Okay, so here's the math. No, here's the math.
Excuse me, can I respond to the
Doing nothing is what will happen.
Senator Sanders, you're allowed a quick response, and we would like to allow the other candidate.
Moderator, guys.
Senator Sanders?
Moderator, is it my turn?
You see how that we just spent 31 seconds of just nothing got done, and then it's just chaos and just insanity. That's what happened throughout the whole debate. It was a complete shit show is the best way to describe this debate. It was embarrassing. Tom Steyer and Joe Biden had a back and forth in which they exposed each other. Also, an overview of the debate. The audience was fully packed with Bloomberg fans and stands. They were guaranteed only to sponsors, which cost $1,500 to $3,000 per ticket. It was impossible to buy a ticket yourself. They did not go up for sale. It was impossible to get any, and so that's why the crowd would always applaud whatever Bloomberg. If Bloomberg farted, they were gonna applaud, So they booed Elizabeth Warren for calling him out. I think Elizabeth Warren Elizabeth Warren was like, "Oh yeah, we should have Bloomberg release his taxes." We've been talking about Trump's taxes for the past 4 years, and the audience booed that. Like, what? What is going on here? They refused to applaud Bernie Sanders at any point whatsoever. Not even like a single clap did I see. Not even like one person clapping you could hear. Nope. None whatsoever. So it's fully bought out, essentially, audience, which is really crucial, obviously. And so Bloomberg is buying his way through everything. And Elizabeth Warren tried going after Bernie Sanders. Didn't really work, saying, oh, he's not... I'm going to be a better president than he is. Amy Klobuchar was basically telling the entire debate stage, we can't do any of this stuff, so vote for me because we're going to do nothing. Literally, that's her campaign is, we can't get this done. We have to do centrist ideas. That's literally what she was doing. Tom Steyer didn't really have any sort of, specific thing he was doing. He was trying to explain. I think his whole shtick falls on deaf ears because he's the guy who's only there because he's a billionaire, and he's talking about how we need to get the billionaires out, and he's simultaneously a billionaire, and he also, as Joe Biden exposed him for, making money off of private prisons and coal mines and like demolishing the environment. So, he kind of got exposed there. And so Tom Steyer didn't really make any sense. Nothing of what he said landed. Amy Klobuchar also came off as really boring, vapid. Vapid's not the right word. The word is sort of monotone, very monotonous, very droning on, just kind of boring, saying, oh, this is what we can't do, going the moderate route. Joe Biden turned into a lunatic in this debate. He's clearly struggling just to speak. And in addition to struggling to being able to speak, he was basically coming off as this angry, old, cranky guy who has not had his nap. Literally, he would get really angry and yelling, and he would have this, really animated face. And it's like, dude, you look like a doofus, and you look like a lunatic, and you look like a moron. And he was trying desperately because his campaign is flailing in the wind, and it's literally dead. Bernie Sanders has already won. So Bernie actually was the only one who really got some pretty substantive points in. legalizing marijuana, stopping regime change wars, all of that kind of stuff. Calling out Pete Buttigieg for his billionaire donors, all of that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of stuff going on there. Warren also trying to salvage her campaign, toning it down a little bit on the Bernie Sanders attacks. Pete the Rat Buttigieg mainly trying to go after Bernie Sanders, talking over a lot of people. And then Bloomberg trying to go after Bernie and the other candidates. But it looked like to me he kind of mainly went after Bernie. Elizabeth Warren came after him. But Bloomberg also just came off as this douche and had bought it out. And so, he came off terrible. And none of what he said was true. So that was the debate. That's basically the whole debate. It's the worst debate by far. A complete shit show by all measures.